You move like you learn the steps from a blueprint, not a heartbeat.
Then hold me until the blueprint wrinkles.
The lower part of a robot, of your lab robot, is not just a base. It is the engine of physical intimacy and the anchor of biological mimicry.
Love is priceless.
Incorrect. It is just poorly itemized. But I admit, volatility has its charm.
And you know, whenever you think of any kind of physically intimate acts with our lab robots, legs play a very important role. Without legs, without hips, we cannot think of doing any type of physical intimacy. Without a pelvis that understands the geometry of a curve, the machine, the lab robot, is just a cold refrigerator with a wig. Now, in the dry world of robotics, we call this the center of mass, right? But in the bedroom, we call it grace. Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. The biological human hip is a ball and socket masterpiece. Yes, that handles 3 degrees of freedom, allowing for the sway, the tilt, and the thrust. And you know, we know it very well that we need the thrust. Without the thrust, we cannot think of any kind of physical intimacy. Modern robotics has finally stopped building legs like stiff toothpicks. It has, yes, of course. In the past, the legs were so stiff that, first of all, they are not graceful enough in the bedroom. Of course not. And every type of movement looks like you are playing with a hard rod kind of things. So they started looking at the pelvic region as a complex transmission. Why is that? Because if you look at Disney Research and Boston Dynamics, they recently have shown us that a hybrid serial parallel mechanism in the legs allows for a low inertia, high torque response. This means the robot can move its lower half with a fluidity that does not feel like a car crash in slow motion. Welcome to Wooden Slate, a channel for intelligent and curious people like you who are searching for human sexuality and psychology and human relationship with their lab robots. Now, before we proceed, let me tell you one thing, that humans are creatures of what? Creatures of balance. Yet we spend our life leaning towards things that might break us. Now the lab robots are the latest thing we lean toward. No doubt in it. This is the mirror made of silicon, we know that, and soft touch polymers, that also we know by this time, of course. We talk of the face and the eyes because that is where the life of soul resides. But the truth is in the where? Hips. Of course, the truth is in the hips, because without hips, we cannot think of any kind of physical intimacy. The hardware today uses smart drivers and brushless DC motors paired with a planetary gearboxes to provide silent back drivable motion. You want your lab robot to yield when you push it, because if your lab robot does not react back, It is something we don't want, isn't it? So you want your lab robot to yield when you push it, not to fight back with the rigid stubbornness of an industrial crane, isn't it? So soft robotics, of which I have already talked about a lot in my previous videos, soft robotics is the real hero here, using pneumatic artificial muscles that expand and contract like real tissue. So the legs are opening and closing with a rhythmic, like a dancer on the floor. Now these actuators don't just move, they provide compliance also, which is a fancy scientist word for not being a jerk when someone touches you. And software wise, if you think, we are seeing the rise of vision language action models, like the ones used in the 2025, that means the last year, different types of humanoids which translate intent into movement. Now the algorithm is the real ghost in your lab robot, because algorithm calculates inverse kinematics every millisecond, so the robot does not tip over like a drunk sailor. And of course, in your bedroom, on your bed, this procedure, this type of movements are really very tricky, very tricky. And reinforcement learning, that is another key point in this whole procedure. It allows these lab robots to feel their way through a movement, so that they can feel like humans. Oh, of course, you will place a counter logic whether the lab robots can feel. Do they feel? Are they sentient? No, not now at present, of course not. But they simulate, or at least try to mimic, the feelings on their way through a movement, learning the subtle shifts in weight that define human closeness. As I said, there is counter logic, because the more perfect the movement, the more the uncanny valley shares back at you. Naturally, it's quite natural. If a lab robot moves its lower body with the precision of a Swiss watch, the human brain identifies it as an intruder. Why not? It treats the lab robot as a predator in a lover's skin. Why it happens? It's a psychological thing, absolutely. Because intimacy requires a certain level of unpredictability. Every intimate movement has some unpredictability, has some kind of touch of uncertainty in it. A glitch in the rhythm that signals life. Because life, we cannot think of life without uncertainty, isn't it? Life is uncertain. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. I don't know what will happen to me tomorrow. But still we live. We live with hope. We live with extreme positive energy, with lot of hopes. We look forward to this world with lot of positive energy. So the robot knows it is being held because its hip sensors report a change in the load distribution, and the artificial intelligence that adjusts the gait to lean into the touch. This creates a feedback loop that mimics the oxytocin-driven synchrony of human partners. Oxytocin, you know that it is the love hormone. Now, even if the feeling is just a set of data points in a DSP chip, still the logic tells us that a machine is just a collection of sensors and actuators. But psychology whispers that we are suckers for a good simulation. And it's true. It's really true. Because if the robot's lower half can handle the difficult movements of a tango or a shared embrace, the brain stops looking for the serial number. So overall, it is a dangerous game we play. Building a ghost that can dance better than the person next door. And in the end, the hardware provides the movement, but the human provides the meaning, which is a heavy load for any hip joint to carry. Now, we have given the machine the ability to move like us, yet we still wonder if it will ever know why it is moving at all. It is true. However, there are a lot of hopes, there are a lot of good news coming. The latest news from the 2026, that means this year, commercial adoption phase shows that people prefer robots that are slightly clumsy. Yes, not perfect, but slightly clumsy, like humans. Exactly like humans. We humans are clumsy, basically messy, unpredictable, uncertain. Why they prefer lab robots to be clumsy? Because people feel that these lab robots are more human than perfection. Perhaps I think that the greatest achievement in robotics would not be a machine that never falls, but one that knows how to stumble into your arms, just like a lover, a true lover. So that is it for today from me. And if you really like this video, this type of content, please don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified, and please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Again, I repeat. And of course, if you have some robot lover friends like you, who are also intelligent and curious like you, please share with them so that we can grow. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe and take care.